I'll be at the house trying to chill right now, getting sober off the alcohol and pills right now. On the mic, I've been sharpening my skills right now, just in case I gotta pick it up and kill right now. I'm rapping like before I had a deal right now. I'm hungry like I never had a meal right now. Got the blues getting green like it's teal right now. Can't get out the game like I'm Jordan Peele right now. And I'm chilling with LP. My shirt's Fred Perry and my underwear LV. My mind's all Gucci and my body is healthy. On this mission to the money, Big Mike, let's get wealthy.
Sounds good to me.
And I'm in Cleveland right next to where hell be. With the telescope, they couldn't see me. I'm stealthy. Mainstream sellout, but can't nobody sell me. I made it out myself. Couldn't nobody help me. Everything is just like thought.
Okay, so I found another person I can't stand, Machine Gun Kelly, or MGK, all lowercase. He's very particular about that point. MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, is one of those people who, every time he speaks, my anus constricts, right? Every time I listen to him, there's a real risk that I'm going to die of some kind of bowel obstruction. I mean, that really, it did it for me. That's enough for me. But don't worry, there's plenty more clips coming up that you're going to enjoy as much as I did. Of Machine Gun Kelly just taking himself way too seriously. But that clip alone, freestyle rapping, unironically, freestyle rapping in the year of our Lord 2024. And I mean unironic. It is unironic because there's no fun about him. Everything he says, he thinks he's Marcus Aurelius. He's such a bore. Jesus. I know artists are a bit kooky and whatever. And, you know, to produce his radio-y derivative music, I guess he has to be a bit of a kook. But, can you not finish your freestyle rap and then just be like, it's just something I do, you know? Instead of being like, yeah, man, it's just like a thought, you wigger. What are you doing? Those hand gestures, your tats, belong, I'm sorry, in 1997. I thought personas like that, and I'm guessing the associated dissociative disorders that come with having a persona like that, I thought they'd been killed off with the dawn of the internet and everyone laughing at you for behaving like that. But I don't know, it seems like it's getting worse. There are more of these idiots. And, well, anyway, to compound my anal clenching problem, Machine Gun Kelly decided to appear on the Impaulsive podcast with Logan Paul, bro, and Mike Malak. Okay, Big Mike. A couple of idiots, a triangle of cringe that you're not going to be able to believe. All right? So, I guess we'll get into it.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
See, because I relate a lot to an alter ego, right? Like Johnny Football. Like Machine Gun Kelly was that to me recently in the past 2 months. I changed my name to just MGK, all lowercase.
I'll be in my room painting. Homo things.
MGK, all lowercase. Look, I know some of you who are watching this video, maybe you have a bit of a soft spot for Machine Gun Kelly. Maybe you're even developing one, watching him thinking, oh, you know, bless his cotton socks. He's one of those artistic types and he's just discovering himself. He'll mature as he gets older. He must be what, 21, 22? I honestly was thinking the same thing, but before I made this video, I thought, hang on. I've been aware of Machine Gun Kelly for several years now. He can't be that young. Well, I can tell you, as I sit here, as I am making this video, both Machine Gun Kelly and I are 34 years old. Okay? It's time to cut the tortured artist persona crap out.
Like, that was a character. You know, like Johnny Football is a character that's like an insecurity mask. That's like, okay, this is who they want me to be. Like I told you about my past when I was growing up with my father, I was a very shy kid. I was very mad at the world. I was introverted. Like I was very introverted. I had no friends, and my way of lashing out was through music. And
my way of expressing myself was through music. Yeah, all right. Look, this is my diagnosis. Machine Gun Kelly grew up with missionary parents, right? Christian missionaries, his mum and his dad, and I think at some point in his childhood, somebody gave him a VHS copy of Footloose, and he watched it far too many times. He thinks he's Kevin Bacon.
Leaping and dancing before the Lord. Leaping and dancing.
Beating up all the jocks with his rhythmic gymnastics.
You're gonna dance now, McCormick, huh?
Which, by the way, you'll see later on in the video, is another side to his man-child persona. Machine Gun Kelly really fancies himself as a bit of a tough guy.
I do nothing but commit myself to art, and there's another funny factor of just like the art of me standing or existing makes people furious. And
I saw one of them. I don't know
which one?
The Strickland one.
I don't know this guy from a crumb of bread.
So for those of you who don't know, MGK here is referring to his run-in the other day with MMA star Sean Strickland. A pretty tough guy. Well, let's just take a look at the clip. They sort of bump into each other and they don't seem to hit it off, let's say. So I don't know if you could see very well from that grainy footage, but basically Machine Gun Kelly bumped into Sean Strickland at a slap fighting event. And at first it's kind of cordial, they shake hands, but it quickly goes downhill as Sean Strickland starts riffing on the guy's look. He calls him weird and a vampire. And I think he's just trying to make a joke, but there's a clash of personalities. And MGK, to me, kind of shows his lack of maturity. And according to Sean Strickland, he stared him out. You know, he's trying to stare out Sean Strickland, the guy who maybe only a handful of people on the planet could beat in a fight. It's like, yeah, okay, you don't want to be disrespected by somebody, but if the guy's just making a joke, you're two guys in your 30s, I think it's like, well, maybe riff on him as well, say something back. But to stare the guy out, it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to knock Sean Strickland out? I mean, I don't think so.
I meet this vampire. Like, dude, you wake up every day and you dress like a vampire. I don't know if he does or doesn't. Maybe it's just a wardrobe. But dude, you dress like a vampire, man. You look like the goth kid on South Park, and you go out in the world like this. Like, this only happens because you are in an insulated bubble. You guys don't understand. These people at these slap fights, they're not people. They're influencers. They're like, I interact with hundreds of people. No fan ever has anything bad to say about me because I love you guys. But these people are not you guys. They are like, I can't explain it until you interact with these people and you're around them. And I make fun of him. I'm just like, dude, what are you wearing? Like, what the is going on here? Like, how are you doing this? And he looked at me and like, he didn't laugh, he didn't giggle, but he looked at me like, why is this guy, like, with no respect talking to me like this? He looked at me like I was less than human. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna humble you right now.
Now, I'm not putting my hand in the fire for Sean Strickland. I'm not saying he's the most stand-up guy in the world. I don't know him, obviously. But it does seem to me like something MGK would do if you tried to make fun of him. He really takes himself very seriously. And maybe Sean Strickland does have a problem with people if he perceives that somebody's disrespecting him. Like he's saying, he looked at me like I wasn't human, right? I know there might be some PTSD up there in Sean Strickland's head as well, sure. But this is a recurring theme with MGK. Him getting angry at really big, tough men and thankfully being surrounded by a load of private security.
Right? I didn't know who he was when I met him. I got hip afterward that he's like insanely racist and homophobic and just not my type of guy, so I would have never even wanted to shake hands with him in the first place.
Ooh, how convenient. Yeah, I never would have wanted to shake hands with him anyway. All right, okay, all right. Sour grapes, much, Mr. Fox. But I don't know. You might think I'm nitpicking here. He calls him insanely racist and homophobic. Why do people always feel the need to put an adverb in front of their adjectives? Insanely racist and homophobic, not just racist and homophobic. He's insane. Every time he sees a gay, he's like, like a rabid dog. I mean, to be fair, he might be.
But he also is just a representative of every person who's too scared to just be themselves, because if you're comfortable as yourself, you don't care who anybody else is.
It's so crazy to me that people who completely desecrate their bodies with piercings and tattoos, each to their own, right? But they're always the most judgmental about people who dislike that. You know, it's like, they're like, well, you're just not comfortable with who you are. What do you mean? You've added 1 million mods to your own body. You're clearly, what, more comfortable than me? I don't think so. I honestly think what happened here to Mr. Kelly is that he came across the typical high school jock, the kind of person who probably, you know, made his life a living hell for about a month at school or whatever. And it kind of triggered him. And that's it. And the problem isn't that... the problem isn't... I don't know how to say it exactly. Obviously, it's horrible, you know, people going through shit at school and getting bullied and stuff. And God knows you'd never want that to happen to your own child, right? But if you're in your mid-30s and you haven't got over it, you know, and you're still getting triggered by some big jock who kind of is riffing on you a bit, then I don't know. I don't think Sean Strickland was trying to lay down a gauntlet to some skinny pop star. I don't think he went with the intention of knocking him out. I think he was just, you know, making a joke. And I feel like Machine Gun Kelly he's just too sensitive. He just takes everything too seriously. That's my 2 cents. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Sean Strickland's just a dick. But you'll see, there are more instances.
And how they are.
Agreed. I'd met him that night too, and I can't say anything bad because my experience was vastly different because I'm not you, and he didn't have a visceral reaction. We shook hands. It was very cordial. We talked for like 5 minutes, and I walked away.
Oh, of course he didn't have a visceral reaction to you, Big Mike, right? Of course he fucking didn't. I'll tell you why. Because you are the worst social climber I have ever seen in my life. You kiss ass. I would love to sit down just once with someone like Sean Strickland and explain to him how he really should have a visceral reaction to Mike Malak, right? That ain't a real guy. You know, I kind of feel bad. You know, I started out this video saying how terrible Machine Gun Kelly is. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's just immature, right? I think he just takes himself too seriously, and he's too wrapped up in his art, and he's probably surrounded by too many yes men and fans who tell him he's just an amazing, deep, thoughtful man, when, you know, he's just a fucking pop star. All right? Chill out. That's what I'd say to MGK, all lowercase. Mike Malak. Oh yeah, I can imagine you fit right in, didn't you, with Sean Strickland? Hey? You sucked his balls just the way he likes it.
But I know of everything that he exists as on Twitter and he fits very nicely into that community of exactly what you just said, which is kind of intolerance and just desire to spew hatred.
You know, this is something I absolutely hate about social media. It seems that the two best ways to get big are either to be as obsequious and fawning as Mike Malak. I think he fits into that space where it's like he doesn't want to say anything bad about Sean Strickland, but he wants to agree with Machine Gun Kelly because I kind of want to be cool with both of them because they're both kind of hot right now, right? Fuck that. And then there's the other way of being really hateful, which I guess, you know, people put me in that category, you know? I think, I don't think I am. I think I'm being very fair to everybody. Yeah, f- these guys.
He's so dumb that I'm going to tell him right now, you should not keep saying stuff because it just makes me look better, but you're going to keep saying stuff. So I know that you'll react and say more things, but you just shouldn't as a person who's just giving you big bro advice. Learn this. Shut the fuck up and don't speak on me anymore and live your life. But you won't, and I'm going to continue laughing at you because you're a fucking idiot.
Now, you may or may not agree with MGK, all lowercase. You may or may not agree with him there on his opinion about Sean Strickland. And I don't know, to be honest. What I do know is that, as I said, he has a track record of getting into fights with big, tough guys.
I mean, you came over here, the D'Amelio family was there, Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, I just can't
I heard there was
handle
a fight with Machine Gun and Conor McGregor just over there about 10 minutes ago.
No,
so we were already off to a good start.
No, you're telling, no.
That's what I heard over there. That's I'm just relaying the message.
Oh, Ja
Don't
Rule.
shoot the messenger.
Got Ja Rule with a T at the VMAs.
I got the T early.
According to an eyewitness, Conor McGregor and MGK, quote, exchanged some words, and then Conor lunged at MGK. The rapper and Megan left the carpet and threatened not to do pics, but then they returned once Conor left.
Again, I'm not putting my hand in the fire for Conor McGregor, but I don't know. I have very rarely got into fights with MMA stars.
So once we saw Conor backstage at the VMAs, we had to ask him about this wild confrontation.
I heard about the scuffle you had with Machine Gun Kelly on the carpet.
No scuffle at all.
There was a scuffle.
There's Conor McGregor.
So there are two incidences of Machine Gun Kelly being protected by his army of hired goons, the wildebeests that he pays to protect him from these MMA fighters, you know, some of the toughest guys on the planet, who he seems to rub up the wrong way, at least. And you can see him talking about it. His attitude is just all off. It's like some cocky 18-year-old when he's a 35-year-old father.
I was in the ring yesterday, just coming to say what's up to Logan and see what we could work out for the show, and I saw Randy Orton.
Yeah, so this is the next giant he tilted at, Randy Orton, big professional wrestler, who, you know, I'd love to think he was just some quixotic lunatic who thought he was righting all the wrongs of the world. But at this point, you're 35 years of age, you've got a daughter, whatever. I don't know. Stop picking fights with massive bulldogs whilst you're surrounded by your massive hired goons. It's kind of pathetic.
And I remember seeing Randy Orton, you know, talk shit about me, and I was like, you know, I there's a point where I'm like, I'm gonna practice like a new version of myself, and then 3, 2, 1, I'm like, fuck that, hey man, fuck you.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you did. I don't know where
I
you
missed
were,
that.
but I remember all my boys were sitting there like,
oh no. Oh no.
Is this real? What is this part of the script? I don't know what's happening, but I
When he says all of his boys, he means all of his hired goons, his private security team that must have just been like, oh fuck, not again. He's picking a fight with another massive, really tough, testosterone-filled lunatic who could at any point kill one of us. So I don't think they were kind of like, oh my god, you were like, oh whoa, like they didn't respect the fact that you told Randy Orton to fuck off. They were just, you know, they were just sick to death of having to look after you. I think that's just my presumption there. You know, him talking like I remember once a teacher called me a pseudo hard man when I was about 17, and it stuck with me. There are a lot of pseudo hard men in the world, and Machine Gun Kelly is definitely one of those. You know, oh, you weren't there. Oh yeah, I told him to go fuck himself. Did you, you little spaz? Okay, so this last clip now, and this video's getting kind of long, and God knows how many people are actually going to watch this video, because not the typical targets of mine, but we've got to branch out, This last clip of Machine Gun Kelly's interactions with Logan Paul are really... Again, some of you might find it touching, but it's... I can't deal with people like this. Just shut...
Expecting a daughter in 2 months. I know how much you love your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and you speak so highly of her, and just like, dude, help me. Like, what can I expect, dude? I'm gonna be a girl dad.
Your pheromones are so important.
Pheromones, are they really important? I mean, you know, smell and all that. I get it. Everyone has their smell. We all like the smell of the people we love, usually. Pheromones, do we have to say that? I find it a bit cringe when people, you know, bring all the pseudo-science into it. All right? I don't believe in pheromones, is what I'm saying.
And, you know, make sure that you keep that girl close to you. Make sure that you you have a... this made me bawl my eyes out. My daughter came to me and she was like, I just need your hug. Like, there's nothing like my dad's hug. I was just like, oh my God, bro, just start. Like, she hugged me, and while she was hugging me, I was like,
damn. Oh, all right, that's kind of cute. I'll let him off on that one. He's just a daft old bohemian, isn't he? Silly Machine Gun Kelly.
and that comes from just like years and years of just always giving that safe embrace, right? Like you're the first man she's ever gonna be in love with.
Come on, bro.
You're the first man she's ever gonna be in love with, and so you have this connection with her. Well, no matter what anybody does in her life, no matter who she marries and what, you are always going to be the safe place for your daughter. And so give her that love that so many young girls and grown women out here don't get to have.
Yeah.
And
fuck you, bro.
So you see, every cloud has a silver lining here on the Daniel Boland Show. Everybody I cover has the redeeming characteristics, even Machine Gun Kelly, okay? Who is a bit of a tosspot, sure, but he loves his daughter, which, you know, I guess is something, isn't it? Anyway, if you've enjoyed today's video, give it a like so that the algorithm knows that you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help me out on Patreon if you want to help out even further and get some access to some exclusive videos, which there is plenty up there already, and there's more to come. I am on it. you'll see. There's loads coming out soon, very soon. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.
So what's the biggest thrill of your career so far?
The gay community.
Oh, wow. Why? Can you...
Because I love them so much.